When completing T-TESS documentation, it's very important that teachers sign in only with their teacher accounts in DMAC. There may be some cases where a teacher can have a teacher login as well as a campus or a district account. However, when you're accessing T-TESS, all of the documentation that you complete should be with that teacher login. Click T-TESS from the landing page after signing in, and if you have not registered your account with your TSDS number, you will see that screen first. For more information about how to do so, see the video for how to register your account. Teachers are going to see their name and email listed on the top left. Make sure your email address appears correctly so that you can receive notifications when you have documents to sign. The first thing that we're going to do is click on the green plus sign to start the process of completing the GSPD plan, which stands for Goal Setting and Professional Development. Part 1 appears and you can see the different areas with the Part 1 here highlighted in gray. This section, which includes Step 1 for data analysis and Step 2 for professional goals, will need to be completed and submitted before your appraiser can access your account and start completing forms such as walkthroughs and evaluations. Moving back to the top, I'll check a few areas here under data analysis. The first question is going to ask you to identify how you are going to assess your students' needs. In our next column, this is where you will identify what methods are used to track your performance or professional growth areas. If needed, you can use the Other text box to enter information that is not listed. Notice the warning here in yellow at the bottom. Anytime you make changes, make sure to click the Save button here on the top right. Step 2 covers the professional goals. To add a new goal, click on the New button here on the right. And your school may have specific requirements as to how many goals you need to put in, but for now, we're just going to show you what it looks like and put in a few sample sets. If you have been using DMAC in a previous year, you're also going to have the option to import goals. For now, we're going to type out some information in the text fields, and then you could also copy and paste from another document. For demonstration purposes, I'm only going to put in some filler text. Next, we need to identify which T-TESS dimensions this goal aligns to. Once your goal is complete, click Save. From here, you can enter additional goals as needed by clicking on that New button. After Step 1 and Step 2 are complete, you need to click the Submit Part 1 button to send that to your appraiser. If you skip this step, your appraiser will not be able to complete any other documentation tied to your account. On the bottom, the appraiser generally identifies a conference date to go over the GSPD. Once selected, you're going to get a signature spot for both the teacher and the appraiser. With all the documents here in T-TESS, all you have to do is type out your signature and then click on the sign icon. As the school year progresses, you will need to come back into T-TESS to complete Part 2 of your GSPD. By clicking on the icon here at the top and moving over to Part 2, you can see that this section is about goal reflection. All of your goals that were entered in Part 1 are going to be preloaded for you here in this part. Click on the Edit icon to the right of each goal. Enter information needed in each of the text boxes. I'll put some sample text in here in those different areas. You can also upload documents in the evidence area by clicking on the icon here. You have the ability to upload many types of documents. In this example, let's say that you've attended a DMAC training or workshop for local assessments and you'd like to upload your certificate. Some other common file types include PDFs, JPEGs, and PNGs. There are many ways that you can save documents for evidence. These include saving a Google Doc as a PDF or even taking an image of something on your phone. Once uploaded, you can rename your file by clicking on the Edit icon and then click Save. To view your file, simply click on the link. Don't forget to click Save after making any changes. Once you've saved your information, you can return to the main screen for Part 2, which lists a summary of what you've entered. Click the Edit icon as needed to make changes. On the bottom of Part 2, we can also set an end-of-year conference date. The functionality is the same as Part 1. Once a date has been identified and you click Save, this is going to provide another area needing signatures. Lastly, Part 3 of your GSPD will be completed towards the end of the school year, most likely before your final observation or conference with your appraiser. In this section, it's going to detail future goals. Click the New button here on the right to add new areas that you will work on for the next school year or during the summer. Enter your text in the Goals and Action sections and then check the dimensions that they will tie to and click Save. After saving, I'll see the information listed here under the Part 3 summary page. I can edit what I've just entered, or I can add new goals. Teachers will be able to import their future goals into Part 1 of the next school year. Here on the top, notice that the check marks that we have here for the different parts are either going to be green or gray. As we complete all of the information for each section, they will turn green, and you can click on those icons to edit that information. If it's going to be gray, that's just going to indicate that more information or actions are needed. Within each of the sections, you can click on the print icon on the top right, or you can just click print to save this document as a PDF. Aside from the GSPD, teachers need to complete and sign documentation online throughout the school year. For demonstration purposes, I've switched over to another teacher at DMAC-ISD with more data tied to their account. It's important to note here that we're just including all this information to show you the functionality of the software. In reality, the number of attachments and information and dates are going to be much different, and there would be more documentation included. On this main screen, I can click on the activity link on the right here to see all activity that has taken place regarding the appraisal process over the past year. You can also view any uploads added to your account by clicking on this Uploads link here on the right as well. Both the appraiser and the teacher can upload samples or supporting documentation into this section by clicking on the Select Files icon here on the top right. Click on the Edit icon to make changes, the magnifying glass to preview, and the red X to delete. Select the arrow icon or Home to return back to your main screen. On the bottom of this page, you will see all documentation as it's entered throughout the year. This is going to default to the All tab, but you can also click on the different areas for pre-conference, walkthroughs, or observations. The number circled in gray is going to indicate how many of each category are attached to the account. You can see here on the left that next to the date we have pre-conferences with an orange square icon. Walkthroughs are going to have a gray with a W. Observations are going to have a blue icon, and then final observation will have that green square. Anything on this table listed with an asterisk is going to indicate that that particular date and document is going to count towards your final score. The print and preview icons only appear after documents have been published by your appraiser. You cannot view them until that time. Once published, a document becomes read-only, and as the teacher, you only have the ability to view and sign the document. Each document does need signatures by both the appraiser and the teacher. If by chance you notice that something is wrong or something needs to change on the document, the appraiser can first unsign or clear out their signature, and then the teacher must do the same if it had already been signed. Next, the appraiser would have to unpublish, make the changes, and then republish the document. After any changes have been made, both parties must sign the document once again. If your school requires actual signatures on a document, don't forget that you can click on the print icon here and sign those documents as well. If you are printing something and digital signatures were already entered, those are going to show up on the printed information. Any documents that do need signatures are going to appear on the table, and you're going to see a green check mark once the teacher and/or the appraiser has signed. If you have any questions about T-TESS, please contact us by using the blue question icon on the top right of any DMAC application, and we'd be happy to help.